Ella's breath hitched as the clawed fingers tapped against her window, slow and deliberate. She forced herself to look up, but what she saw made her stomach twist. The woman's face was pressed to the glass now, her eyes pitch black and unblinking. Her smile stretched impossibly wide, revealing rows of jagged teeth. Ella fumbled with the keys, her hands trembling as she turned the ignition. The truck sputtered and groaned but refused to start. The tapping turned into scratching, long nails dragging across the window with a sound that made her teeth ache. "I know you see me," the woman whispered, her voice low and hollow. The words slithered into Ella's ears like they were inside her head. "You shouldn't have looked." Ella panicked. She slammed her fists against the steering wheel, muttering a desperate prayer. Her grandmother had taught her protection rituals, but in her fear, she couldn't remember a single one. All she knew was she had to get out of there. Without thinking, Ella threw open the door on the passenger side and bolted into the desert. The cold night air cut into her lungs as she ran, her boots kicking up dust. Behind her, she could hear the woman laughing, a sound that echoed unnaturally, like it came from everywhere and nowhere at once. Ella didn't stop until she reached a small cluster of boulders. She crouched behind them, her chest heaving as she tried to steady her breathing. The desert was eerily silent again, except for the pounding of her heart. And then she heard it, footsteps crunching in the dirt. Ella pressed herself tighter against the rocks, praying she wouldn't be seen. The footsteps grew louder, then stopped. Slowly, she peeked around the edge of the boulder. The woman was standing just a few feet away, her head cocked to the side as if listening for something. Ella's blood ran cold when she realized the woman wasn't alone. The coyote from earlier was there too, its eyes glowing in the moonlight. But it wasn't a coyote anymore. It was standing on two legs, its distorted body twitching and convulsing as if fighting to stay in its grotesque form. Ella ducked back behind the rock, her mind racing. Her grandmother's warnings rang in her head again. Never run, never hide. They'll always find you. Tears stung her eyes as she whispered to herself, "What do I do? What do I do?" The air grew colder, and Ella felt a presence behind her. Slowly, she turned. The woman was there, her face inches from Ella's. "You can't run from us," the woman hissed, her voice a mixture of growls and whispers, "but you can join us." Before Ella could scream, the woman's clawed hand shot out, grabbing her wrist with an icy grip. Pain shot through her arm, and Ella's vision blurred. She felt her body growing heavy, her mind clouding. The last thing she saw before the darkness consumed her was the woman's twisted smile and those black, endless eyes.